Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps you protected when shopping online. Get $5 to try it now by using promo code QZZ2J. And with Blueberry, the community that gives creators the power to make money, get detailed audience measurements, and host their audio and video. Get a 30-day free trial by using promo code Blueberry004.
And we have Judith Bank with us.
Hi.
And you're from SureFlat Microchip Pet. Is that correct?
Well, the company name is Sure Pet Care, and
Pet Care,
and the product name is the Sure Feed Microchip Pet Feeder.
Oh, okay. So, what do we have here?
Okay, so we have a feeder designed for cats and small dogs.
Yep.
It's microchip enabled, so it's going to recognize the standard identification microchip that many cats and dogs have implanted, obviously, in case they ever get lost, so that they can be reunited with their owner. If your pet's not microchipped, it also comes with a free collar tag. You just pop that on your pet's collar, and you can use that instead.
I got you.
So once you've set that up, and it's very, very easy, it's a one-button learn process to set that up. Then every time, let's call them the authorized pet, approaches the feeder like this.
Yep.
The microchip reader here is going to read their unique microchip ID.
And for those of you that didn't see it, basically the food trays have now become exposed.
Exactly. So now the pet can eat, and as soon as they then walk away from the feeder and it can no longer read their microchip, the lid's going to close. So it's great if you've got multiple pets in the house. You've got perhaps they're on different diets. You want to make sure that the right pet gets the right food, and also make sure that not one pet gets more of their fair share. So that's the first.
So how do you prevent two kitties from getting? Because my cats, when or my daughter's cats, when one's very aggressive, and he tries to nose his way in.
Yeah.
So how do you mitigate that?
Okay, so the first common tactic for this, and it's not actually a problem that happens too often, but if it does happen, they sometimes try to sneak in around the back here. We have an optional hood accessory that clips on the back and just completely closes off this area. What tends to happen if they try to barge their way in through the front is they actually push the original cat out the way, and then of course the lid closes.
Gotcha.
So that's the first part of how the product works. What we've also done is we've app connected the product, and we've integrated weighing scales. So now using the Sure Pet Care app, you can set up your pet's meal plan. So you specify what the ideal portion size is, and then as you add food into the bowl, and you can do that just by manually opening the lid here.
Sure.
Okay, then I've got some M&Ms in. Just imagine there's some
it's cat food,
So you put the food in, and as you put the food in, it weighs it out for you, and these LEDs here are going to show you when you get to exactly the correct weight.
Okay.
Now, 60% of cats in the US are overweight or obese.
Yep.
So it's a really good way of making sure that you're consistently feeding them the right amount every day. Because it's got scales, it can then also track how much they're eating, and it will also report to you via the app how much they're eating and when they're eating. So as for humans, if cats are feeling, or small dogs are feeling under the weather, it's a really good way of seeing early on, actually, there's been a change in their feeding patterns. Perhaps there might be something that we need to go and see the veterinarian about.
Right. It's interesting because my mom has indoor cats, and then they have barn cats.
Right.
And the barn cats free feed. But the indoor cats don't. But it seems like the barn cats they don't get fat. It must be they're getting enough exercise running around doing something, whereas the house cats, they're not getting as much exercise, so they have to control the feeding on it. So I've always kind of laughed a little bit, but most people have their cats in the house. Most people aren't in the country and don't have barn cats too.
Yes.
So
No, that's right, and that's why it is so important to control how much, and particularly if you've got more than one animal in the house, making sure that each gets their fair share and no more than that. The other thing I just would like to mention is the hub here as well, because this is required to connect the product to obviously to the app. So this connects into your home internet router.
Okay.
And you can connect up to 10 devices to this one hub. So if you've got multiple pets, you can connect all of their feeders through the same hub there.
And there's actually, folks, for those of you that are watching, there is a LAN connection there, so you actually can wire it. Can you do? So is it required to be wired, or can you do Wi-Fi as well?
At this point, it's required to be wired.
It's wired.
Yeah.
But it basically is just the base station for that, or for
Exactly. And we have other products in our range as well. So we have connected pet doors and so on, and they all connect via the same hub.
Okay. What's going to be the retail on this?
So the retail on this is $179.99. The hub is an additional purchase of $70, but as I mentioned, it's just one hub, and then you're good to go for your whole sort of pet household.
So how does it go about then registering the cat if the cat's already chipped? So do you have to bring the cat
Yeah, let me show you how that works. So all you would do is there is a button on the rear of the product. If I just turn it around here, it's quite a small button. Oh, I'm sorry, it's now just registered.
Okay.
The cat. Let me move the cat out of the way for the moment until the lid closes. But there are a number of buttons on the back here, but one of them is just the Add a Pet button. So I just press this button here.
Yep.
As soon as I do that, the lid opens. It may be quite hard for you to see on the camera, but there's a flashing LED here.
Sure.
Okay, so that tells me it's in learn mode. It's ready to learn a chip ID. So now what you would need to do is ideally encourage your pet to approach the feeder. So even if they're not ready to put their head all the way in, perhaps put some treats just around the front here, okay? And as soon as the animal approaches the feeder, you'll see that this LED stops flashing.
Yep.
That means it's now stored that pet's unique ID. So it's really straightforward to set up.
Nice. It speaks for itself. This is a product I think a lot of people are just going to see and say, yep, that works for me.
Yep.
And pets are almost like children to some folks.
They really are. They absolutely are.
So,
they're part of the family.
Yeah. So very awesome. And you can actually set up. Well, it doesn't allow you to split feed. So
it doesn't allow you to split. Well, it doesn't allow you to split feed at different times. The lid opens for both bowls.
Sides.
But you can see, this one has been set up with 2 bowls. So if you wanted to feed wet food alongside dry, you can. Or there's a single larger bowl insert if you're just feeding one food type.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for bringing this. What's the website to go to?
So the website is surepetcare.com, and Sure is SURE petcare.com.
Thank you so much for being on.
Okay,
thank you so much.
Great. Thanks very much.
Everything you're going to imagine you're going to see at CES, folks, so whether it be healthcare, whether it be pet care, whether it be stuff for your brain, it's amazing. It really, really is.